Hello everyone, good evening, namaste and salam alaikum people. Hi, this is Mariya Khan, your master teacher of biology here at Vedantu. Guys, welcome to the session. How are you all? How are you all? Matlab Monday, it's the start of this week and I am super excited. Are you all excited just like me? चलो बताओ भाई बच्चे लोग. I can see who all are there. Mohammad Zaid, Abdul Rahim, Kunal, Karmveer. Hi guys, welcome to the session. And Bacha Party, today I'm going to teach you this chapter in a unique manner, in a different way. And that's going to be purely my way. So I can assure that definitely if you attend today's session of mine, you will have no doubts pertaining to genetics because it is like the base of the chapter. If you attend today's session, and then when you solve the upcoming queries, or if you proceed with next part of this chapter, you will find everything easy. So I will actually request you to call your friends, to ask your friends to join this session so that everyone is equally benefited. Okay, so without wasting any further time, hit on the like button, subscribe to our channel, hit on the bell icon if you haven't yet hit on the bell icon, so that you're notified about our upcoming sessions. And chalo bacha party, let's get started. Okay, हाँ ठीक है, चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. How many sessions are there for this chapter? Beta, we are going to cover entire chapter in 1 week. Okay, we are going to cover this entire chapter in 1 week. Huh. I came to you, subscribe the channel because I am now promoted to class 11th month ago. DV Gamers, is there a mentee, Mohammed Zaid? I actually wanted to have a mentee, but then the session is too lengthy. So mentee of this session will be compensated in the next session. Okay? Dual mentee होगा अगले session में. Promise. चलो. So here we go. Basic terms of genetics. So guys, the very first term is heredity, that we already discussed in the previous session. That is, the characteristics are being transferred from parents to the offsprings, and that process is known as heredity. So the process of transfer of characteristics, from parents to the offsprings, is known as heredity, Yo. Okay, so this definition, 1 mark. Okay, then genetics, we already discussed genetics as well. That is, we study about genes, we study about heredity, we study why variations occur. So genes, heredity and variations. So that's genetics. Okay. Then guys, let us try to understand more about genetics. But prior to that, let's understand our own selves. है ना? Life of every individual, you, me, everyone on this planet Earth, it all begins with a single cell. Now inside the cell, there's always a nucleus. Now inside the nucleus, there are thread-like structures which we call it as chromatin fibers. Now these chromatin fibers, they begin to condense, means they begin to coil, and they form these rod-like structures which we call it as chromosomes, right? Now if I try to uncoil this chromosome, instead of getting one single thread, rather I get 2 threads which are coiled around each other. So bacha party, what is this? 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 Quickly, come on everyone, what is this? This is what we call it as DNA, right? Now guys, this DNA has numerous segments, okay? Numerous segments. For example, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, there are numerous segments. And each segment of the DNA, okay, will do something. For example, segment 1 controls our skin color. Okay. Segment 2 might control height. Segment 3 might control your eye color. Now segment 4 is useless, segment 5 is also useless. Now only the functional segments of the DNA. We can see that there are some segments of the DNA that are functional, while some segments are non-functional. Now only these functional segments of the DNA, that is 1, 2 and 3, they are what we call it as genes. Okay, so the functional segments of the DNA are what we call it as genes. Now what is the job of these genes, you know? Genes control our characters. Now what are these characters? These characters can be physical in nature, how we look, how we appear, how are our hair, eye color, everything, physical characters. Or it can even control our mental characters. So genes control our characters. How? By coding for proteins. Notice this coding for proteins, they have a secret information to make these proteins. And this information is really secret, and that's the reason why we call it as a code, genetic code. Okay. So cell, inside the cell, nucleus. Inside the nucleus, chromatin fibers, which condense to form chromosomes. Chromosomes are made up of DNA. DNA has functional segments which are called as genes. Genes control our characteristics by coding for proteins. Samjha? Bacha party samjha? If you have understood this point, hit on the like button, share this video, subscribe to our channel, ask your friends to join in. Okay, chalo, here we go. So here is the definition of a gene. It's a segment of the DNA that controls certain functions. Okay, ठीक है? By coding for proteins. Very, very easy. Now let's talk about alleles. Now what's the meaning of an allele? Alternate forms of a gene are called as alleles. Now you will say, ma'am, tell me something that we can understand. Okay, sure. So let us take a characteristic, height. Okay. Now for height, we have two variations of genes. Okay. First variation is capital T and the other variation is small t. This is just merely a way to represent. Okay. So this is a more efficient gene and this is a less efficient gene. So this will produce more growth hormone. This will produce less growth hormone. And therefore here the individual will be tall and here the individual may be dwarf. So capital T and small t, these two are alternate forms of a gene. Agreed? They are the alternate forms of a gene. So these alternate forms of a gene are what we call it as alleles. Understood, guys? Understood? Yes, I hope you understood this part. So here alleles is also given. अरे कहाँ गया allele का definition? हाँ यहाँ पे है allele. ठीक है? So alleles are a pair of genes or the alternate forms of two genes. Okay? Now the second part is they are present at the same locus on a pair of homologous chromosomes. अब भाई ये homologous क्या है? What is homologous? So let's see chromosomes. Okay? Now the chromosomes can be similar. Okay? Like this is mama's chromosome. Okay? चलो next slide पे भी बना देते हैं. This is mama's chromosome. ठीक है? And then this one is papa's chromosome. Okay? So, homologous pair of chromosomes. Homo means same and log means chromosome looks like a log. Okay, now here I have drawn duplicated chromosome for your reference. But in reality, it's like only half. Okay, so yeah, so similar pair of chromosomes are what we call it as homologous chromosomes. ठीक है? Now the chromosomes which are dissimilar, dissimilar. For example, this pair is a dissimilar pair. Now, dissimilar pair of chromosomes are called as heterologous chromosomes. Okay. Now, alleles are always present on homologous chromosomes. Again, they occupy the same locus. Locus means location or position. For example, here, if it is capital T, on the paternal chromosome, it will be here only, no other location. So, here again it will be this. Okay? ठीक है? So, alleles are present on same loci on a pair of homologous chromosomes. Understood? Understood? ठीक है? Okay? Yep. ठीक है. Now, बच्चा party, the same definitions are being given over here. कहाँ पे गए? नहीं दिख रहे. ठीक है. So, homologous, similar pair of chromosomes, homologous, different pair of chromosomes, heterologous. ठीक है? So, alleles is done. Now, let's see homozygous and heterozygous. Now, zygous is always pertaining to alleles. ठीक है? Pair of alleles. So, let us write down. It can be both the genes, they are similar, capital T, or maybe small t, or it can be capital T and small t. If they are similar, we call it as homo. If they are similar, we call it as homo. If they are different, we call it as hetero. So, homozygous alleles, heterozygous alleles. Okay? ठीक है? हाँ. So, बेटा, homozygous and heterozygous. Now, in case 1, of course, the individual is going to be tall. Now, in case 2, the individual is definitely going to be dwarf, right? हाँ. Thank you, honey piano. And heterozygous में what will happen? So, beta, this capital T, small t, both of them are different. They are like Varun Dhawan 1 and Varun Dhawan 2 from the movie Judwa. Correct? So, beta, capital T is like the rowdy Varun Dhawan. It is going to express itself, dominate itself whenever possible, wherever possible. So, capital T is always very expressive. And small t always gets suppressed or masked in the presence of other one. Okay? So, capital T is the rowdy Varun Dhawan. Small t is the sober Varun Dhawan. So, rowdy is dominant over the sober one. Same thing happens over here. And that's the reason why when the alleles are present in heterozygous conditions, okay, the height of an individual is definitely going to be tall because capital T will express itself and small t will not be able to. Okay? And that's the reason why this capital T or this allele in a gene is what we call it as dominant, and the other one which gets suppressed or masked in the presence of others is what we call it as recessive. So, the first pair of alleles is homozygous dominant. The second is homozygous recessive. And the last one, of course, heterozygous, which is going to be dominant only. Okay. Understood, Bacha Party? Understood? So, if you have understood, like, share, subscribe, post me a yo. And I assure you that you will learn genetics like never before. Okay. Honey Piano will discuss everything. What if, what will happen if this individual reproduces with this, या फिर these gametes fuse with that. We'll discuss all those cases. Okay, don't worry. So homozygous, similar pair of alleles. Heterozygous, dissimilar pair of alleles. Okay, ठीक है. Dominant, which always gets expressed either in homozygous or heterozygous condition. Okay, like capital T or capital T, capital T or small t. In both the cases, the individual is going to be tall. So that's dominant. And recessive, which gets masked, which will never express itself in heterozygous condition. It will always express itself in a homozygous condition. Correct? Then guys comes genotype. So this is the genetic makeup of an individual, the genetic combination of an individual which we use to represent it. Okay. See, the genetic makeup or genetic composition is present within the organism. But the way we write it, the way we express it is what we call it as genotype. For example, if we go few slides back, okay, here, if I mention, this is the genetic makeup, right? This is the genetic makeup. And this genetic makeup is what we call it as genotype. Now, this specific genotype will lead to the expression of certain physical appearance. Yes or no? So, this is physical appearance, which we call it as which we call it as phenotype. Okay, so genetic makeup genotype, physical appearance phenotype. Genetic makeup genotype, physical appearance phenotype. You guys, you. So I hope you understood and you are enjoying. If yes, like, share, subscribe, post me a you, hit on the bell icon so that you are notified about our upcoming sessions. Okay, ठीक है. So genotype, it is a genetic representation of the combination of genes that you have. Okay, and phenotype refers to the observable physical characters. Okay, ठीक है. Yeah. Then the last and the final term, that's the pure line. What is pure line? So suppose first generation you got tall individuals, second generation tall, third generation tall again, fourth generation tall again. So every time you are getting only tall individuals. So the genotype here has to be capital T, capital T. है ना? If any individual is reproducing the same trait for 3 consecutive generations, it means it's a pure for that trait. It's a pure bred plant. There is no other allele present. Okay, no other allele. So generations of homozygous individuals which produce offsprings only of one type, that is their true bred, for their phenotype as well as genotype. Okay, okay. Understood, bacha party? Understood? Understood? So, students, are you aware about the Drona batch? Drona batch exclusively run for grade 10 batches by teachers teaching you on Hindi channel YouTube. Amrit sir, AKR sir, Harsh Priyam sir, Anubha ma'am, Ankana ma'am, and Amit Rohra sir. All the 6 fabulous teachers are going to teach you over YouTube in Drona batch. So the first batch of Drona had an amazing response, okay? And on public demand, we are starting off with Drona batch 2, okay? And I have some surprise for you. Can anyone guess the surprise? Can anyone guess the surprise? Chalo, I'll give you a hint that the surprise is related to Drona second batch. Bata. Any guesses here? Any guesses? Any guesses? Any guesses? So guys, let me चलो spill the beans. Okay, मैं ज़रा ये हाइड करती हूँ, ठीक है? एक ही सेकेंड. सो कहाँ पे हूँ मैं? फाइल एक्सप्लोरर नहीं, यहाँ पे. हाँ. सो बच्चा पार्टी, यहाँ पे इफ आई गो, यहाँ से नहीं जाती मैं, यहाँ से जाती हूँ, ठीक है? सो इफ आई show you this creator, can you all see? है ना, you all can see. So the Drona batch 1 and 2, okay, only available for 12 hours. We have this particular course offered to you with flat ₹1000 off. Okay, so बच्चों jackpot offer है ये, limited seats है, we have only 50 seats available. It's flat 50% off बच्चों, flat 50% off up to ₹1000. So अभी बज रहे कितने? 5. कितना टाइम बाकी है रात के 12 बजने के लिए? बहुत बहुत कम, राइट? सो बच्चों एनरोल नाउ. बाला मुरुगन, हनी पियानो, तनिष्क, एवरीवन आई से कि learn from the best faculty of India of Vedantu's 9th and 10th in English Hindi channel at ₹1650 only. बस इतने कम दाम में, मतलब इतने कम दाम में क्या ही मिलने वाला है ना? सो बच्चे पार्टी, ग्रैब योर सीट्स नाउ, ठीक है? क्या करना है इसके लिए ये भी मैं बता देती हूँ. सो सपोज दिस इज माई ऑनगोइंग सेशन, राइट? So you all go to the description box, ठीक है? And here if I go description box के लिए, ठीक है? तो show more, okay. Can you see Drona CBSE Class 10 Revision Enrollment link? Click on this link, okay? So what are we going to do? We are going to cover your entire syllabus of term 2 for 6 subjects, okay? It's a crash course बच्चा. फिजिक्स, केम, बायो, इंग्लिश, मैथ्स एंड एसएस. सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट होंगे. यू विल गेट नोट्स एंड रिप्लेस. द मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन विल बी इंग्लिश, हिंदी प्लस इंग्लिश, ओके? एंड बेटा टुडे, only for today, up to 12 midnight, you have this offer, flat 50% off with my coupon code, that is MAKPROMAC-PRO. So avail the batch at 1650. And बच्चों 6 सब्जेक्ट्स को 1650 से डिवाइड करके तो देखो, इतनी मामूली रकम आती है कि यू डोंट नीड टू थिंक ट्वाइस बिफोर एनरोलिंग. कितने लोग एनरोल कराने वाले हो बताओ मुझे? चलो बताओ मुझे कितने लोग एनरोल कराने वाले हो? सो अभी भी सोच रहे हो ना अगर, तो थिंक अमृत सर, अमित रोहरा सर, अनुभा मैम, AKR sir, Harsh Priyam sir, Ankana ma'am, all of them are going to be there in this batch. So click on this light or classic, whichsoever you want, and be a part. Buy complete course. Okay? ठीक है बच्चा पार्टी, ठीक है? And Saksham, you are going to enroll ना? So don't forget to apply my coupon code. Remember my coupon code is MAKPROMAC-PRO. Okay? So चलो, here is the homework for you. बता दो होमवर्क. एंड बच्चों इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन विल कॉम्पनसेट फॉर द मेंटी, ओके? एक्सप्लेन द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डोमिनेंट एंड recessive, okay, and homozygous and heterozygous. So students, post your answers in the comment section or in the or in the chat panel, okay? And let's meet in the next session with introduction of Mendel and his experiments, of course. So let's meet in the next session, bacha party. Till then, हाँ, ये तो मैं बोलना भूल ही गई बच्चों, एनरोल करो वापस से, मैं बोलूंगी। मैक प्रो विल गिव यू 50% डिस्काउंट अप टू ₹1000 द्रोणा बैच के लिए। हिंदी चैनल के टीचर्स है। द लिंक इज गिवन इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स, ऑल्सो पिन इन द कॉमेंट सेक्शन, एंड लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब पोस्ट में आइयो, एंड यस मिलते हैं, है ना। सो अल्लाह हाफिज, मिलो वापस, एंड कीप वॉचिंग वेदांतु। बाय बाय, टड़ा।